It's happy. You just can't act too miserable. Oh, something happened to me, my man walked out on me, all me and the dogs. No, they're not. You just had one dog. He was the dog. Just wait. Trust me, I know how that works too. I'm on my third marriage. Trust me, I know. And I've been with the wrong one a couple of times. And then, but I was the wrong one because I kept picking. Then after I got really messed up, I said, God, tell you what, I'm through. You pick the one for me. Send me Margie.
Because if you do that, you're going to live that the rest of your life, and it's not a happy life. Think about it. Most people don't live that philosophy of stretching that I shared with you that Jim Rohn taught me. This whole philosophy goes, if you can't, then you must. Remember? If I can't do it, then I make myself do it immediately. Now, again, it's not if you can't jump off a cliff, you must. You got to be smart. But if you say, I would be a better person if I took this action, but I'm afraid, or I'd be a better father, a better husband, better friend, better soul, better spirit, better anything, businessman, businesswoman, and I know that would happen and I really don't want to do it, I make myself do it. That's why I have the privilege to be with you today, because I keep breaking through. But most of us let our mind get in the way. Breathe in your heart, make a gut decision for whatever's right with you, and I'm cool whatever you do either way. But if I were you, I wouldn't just stop with a little bit you got here. If you've come back day after day, you must know there's value. So consider what you want to do, and whatever it is, we support you.
We mentioned something earlier, but I want to make sure you put it in your notes. And that is the state we're in the moment, the state we're in at any moment, powerfully impacts the meaning we associate to something. The state we're in the moment powerfully impacts the meaning that we associate to something or that we assign to something. So one way to change what things mean to you is just change your darn state. Is that true? I mean, if you're feeling great, do things just kind of bounce off you that normally if you're feeling upset? Would you change the way you look at them probably, change the way you feel about it? You bet. So we need to really still manage our state. And we talked about that a great deal last session. I want to make sure that that's part of your life's work. Because your life's work is really learning how to live in a way where you spend most of your time enjoying yourself, very little time in pain. Most of your time in pleasure, very little pain. And living your life hopefully in a way where not only do you feel good all the time, but the people around you feel good just by being around you. Because they're around you, they feel a lot less pain and a ton of pleasure. See, that's my idea of success. Success is when you learn to live your life in a way where you experience tons of pleasure every day and almost no pain. And simultaneously, where the way you live also causes the people around you to experience very little pain and tons of pleasure. Then you know you're really successful. Because if you feel good and nobody else does, you're a failure. Now, that doesn't mean you go around trying to make everybody feel good. Some people have an investment in feeling bad because they think feeling bad equals feeling good. Are there people that believe that? Yes or no? Yeah, because they think if I feel bad, then people will notice me or they'll love me more or they'll help me more or I'll get more attention, which means feeling good. People have weird crap they work inside their head about how to get to feeling good. Some people think I'm going to feel good when I make $1 billion. Some people are like, when I have this, this, and this, when I get married, have these many children, this and this, then I'll feel good. Some people have, well, I'll feel good if I feel bad because then people notice me and make me feel good. Or you could just like choose to feel good. Which one do you think might be a more intelligent approach? Because who's in control there? You are. You don't have to worry about the environment. And by the way, when you're feeling good, it tends to make you want to feel even better. It makes you share good feelings with other people, which makes them feel good, which makes them reciprocate usually. Not always, but usually. Kind of nice. So the bottom line is we got to manage our state still. And as a reminder, as far as that's concerned, changing state means change the meaning. And the way you can do it is either by changing your what? Anybody remember from last session? Change your what? Change your what? Change your physiology. Physiology, again, means the way you move, the way you breathe, your facial expressions, your gestures. The way you use your body determines the way you feel. You got to remember that for the rest of your life. If you're not feeling the way you want to feel, first thing you do is just change the way you're moving. Emotion is created by what? Motion. Emotion is created by motion. You have 50 muscles in your face. A slight change in any of these muscles will radically change the way you feel. Remember we did this last time, I think. What I'd like you to do right now, real quick, is create some tension in your body, some tension, then put a big, huge smile on your face while you're doing it. Use it a different way, you produce another emotion. It has nothing to do with your partner. When you get it, you can change it. So let's try something in a different state. Shake your body out and be like a kid again, not a boring adult. And here's what I want you to do. This time when you greet people, we're going to do it in a different state. I want you to greet people as if you're deathly afraid they're going to reject you. Now, who here has ever failed to do something because of a fear of rejection? Anybody in this room? Say I. Okay, good. Then you know what I'm talking about. But here's what I want you to do. As adults, we cover up this feeling even from ourselves. We try to hide it. I want you to exaggerate what you do, so you'll notice what you're doing on a more subtle level. So you really be like a little kid. Give me an answer nice and loud, please, so your energy's high and you hear it. Did you have to use your body very differently to go in a state of fear of rejection than pissed off? Yes or no? Did you change the muscles in your face? Yes or no? Did you change the way you were moving? Yes or no? Did you change your breathing? Yes or no? More full or even more shallow than when you're angry? Which one? Say it again. Did you talk loud?
Then you generate more thoughts equal to that feeling, which makes more chemicals, and you keep taking energy from the brain and storing it in the body. If you react to people in your life and you feel anger, frustration, whatever it is,
there's a new part 2 trying to be born for you. And it requires you to own every part of the past, but own every part of the possibility. And on the other side of that, the diamonds that will drop out of your mouth, the diamonds that will come birthing from your soul, the seeds that will be planted, and the harvest that will grow. You will be barely recognizable, but better than that are the people around you.
Some of you have had a marriage fall apart. Some of you have been disappointed in a dream, in a desire, in a goal, in an ambition. Things just haven't worked out the way you wanted them to. And you're starting maybe to feel sometimes a little hopeless. It'll never change. I'll never change. Nothing's ever going to be any different.
And we rationalize with ourselves to where we automatically stop. That's why a bunch of us give up so much in life so quickly. But suppose I told you the greatest pain of my life is the reason I'm standing here today. See, sometimes we think the pain is what controls us. It's actually our subconscious mind that if we ever tapped into that, that's what dictates most of our lives. If you don't control pain, it'll control you.
See, in your life, everybody has a turn back moment. You have a moment where you can go forward or you can give up. But the thing you have to keep in mind before you give up is that if you give up, the guarantee is it will never happen. That's the guarantee of quitting, that it will never happen, no way under the sun. The only way the possibility remains that it can happen is if you never give up, no matter what.
Nobody dictates your effort. Nobody dictates the things that you overcome and the things that you find yourself coming out of. There's something about pain that I tell you, most people run from pain. I tell you, I chase pain because on the other side of pain is glory.
I will not go quietly away into the night. I will not give up on my dreams. I will not neutralize my tenacity. I will not give up on my integrity. I will fight every day. If you knock me down, you will have to do it tomorrow, because I'll get back up again. That means don't let yourself go. That means don't let yourself go down. That means don't give up on yourself. That means get up out the bed in the morning with an agenda. That means keep on moving towards your goal. I don't care how long it takes.
If people ask you, say, how you doing? Even if you're having some difficult time, say, I'm blessed and highly favored. Because anytime you wake up and you don't have a white chalk outline around your body, it's a great day. And so I say to you, it's possible you can live your dream if it's becoming a diamond, if it's having more, if it's achieving more, if it's being a better father, being a better mother, whatever it is, it's possible you can live your dream. It's necessary that you have a plan of action, that you're resilient, that you stick to, and you work with the system, that you have the vision and never give up, that you become creative and relentless and keep on coming back again and again and again, and that it's you that you got to take personal responsibility to make it happen, and that it's hard, easy is not an option, and when life knocks you down, jump back up and say, it's not over until I win.
It's not what happens that determines the major part of your future. It's not what happens. What happens to us all. The key is what you do about it. It's not what happens, it's what you do about it.
Whenever I was getting beat down, physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever I was going through, just saying, I would put, you can't hurt me.
For a lot of guys out there, and I was certainly one of those guys, in my 20s, I thought I had all the answers, didn't know. By the way, in my 30s, I'm still trying to find myself, as a lot of guys are out there. Hopefully when you hit your 40s, you're hitting a nice stride. If I'm going to do it, I need to do this job right. I need to stay focused on it. I need to give the best effort I possibly can.
To get to where you want to go, the amount of pain involved, of how many times you're going to have to do something that you don't want to do. There's going to be more times you do something that you don't want to do than you are going to want to do it. I believe that most human beings are only living at about 40% of their capability. The mind has a governor, like a car. Once that governor sets in, you get to 91, that car starts doing this. The car wants to go, but that factory said, we're not going past 91. We have a nice governor in our brain, and it's a survival mechanism. It protects us from pain and suffering.
Our minds are designed to stop you from doing anything that might hurt you. And the way that this all happens is it all starts with something super subtle that none of us ever catch. We all have a habit of hesitating. You have this incredible idea, and instead of just saying it, you stop and you hesitate. Now, what none of us realize is that when you hesitate, just that moment, that micro moment, that small hesitation, it sends a stress signal to your brain. It wakes your brain up, and your brain all of a sudden goes, oh, wait a minute, why is he hesitating? So then your brain goes to work to protect you. It has a million different ways to protect you. One of them is called the spotlight effect, where your brain magnifies risk to pull you away from something that it perceives to be a problem. And so you can learn how to take control of that micro moment.
Now it starts. Okay, I'm feeling pain. My mind's saying all this to me. It's saying, get out of here, run, flee. The fight or flight kicks in. It starts telling you all these things. You start to believe it. This is the time where you have to gain control back of your mind. It's okay. Let me see if I can go 45%. Get to the spot where your mind is saying stop. Wherever that is, you got to get there first. And then that's when that starts to work for you. You got to control yourself in that moment.
Those days when I'm tired or worn out or basically sick of the grind, what do I do on those days? I go anyways. I get it done, even if I'm just going through the motions. I go through the motions. I don't really want to work out. I work out. Don't really want to get up and get out of bed. I get up and get out of bed. These could be signals that you need some time off. And those signals might be right. But don't take today off. Not today. Wait until tomorrow. Don't give in to the immediate gratification that is whispering in your ear. Shut that down. Instead, go through the motions. Lift the weights. Sprint the hill. Work on the project. Get out of bed. Chances are you will realize that the desire to rest was just weakness. It was just the desire to take the path of least resistance, the downhill path, the easy path. And by simply going through the motions, you overcame that path. And you stayed on the righteous path, the disciplined path.
If you believe a certain worth about yourself, a certain identity, that impacts the type of action you're willing to take. So if there's a goal you've got set, it doesn't matter what it is, pick a goal. To the extent that you believe it's consistent with your identity is to the extent that you will make an effort towards it. And so this identity has everything to do with the effort you make, which produces the result, which will reinforce the identity or the lack thereof. So it's critical that you upgrade identity with your new visions and goals. Identity is the governor on every single area of your life. It literally sets the temperature for all of the conditions of your life. Shakespeare has this incredible quote that says, "We know what we are, but not what we may be." And the who you may be is going to be dictated by your ability to alter your identity. Because you are going to always be consistent with what you believe you're worth and what you believe you deserve, or what is your identity. And so most people think their life is dictated by external circumstances. They spend their entire life trying to control what is outside of them. And the fact of the matter is, you cannot always control the external factors that are impacting you in your life. The good news is, it's the external things in your life that do not dictate the direction or the ultimate destination of your life. It's an internal game. You and your faith, your God, are what will control the direction of your life. And this identity is that internal thermostat. It sets the temperature, just like a thermostat sitting on the wall, of the conditions of your entire life.
You have to start with yourself. So what happened was we start to get, I call it like the rucksack. As you're growing up, we all have a backpack. Most of ours, hopefully, is empty, and what we put in it is all the crap we go through in life. That's what is in the backpack for the civilians, and we carry it around with us. So what you have to start doing is realizing that no matter where you're at in life, no one's coming back to help you. So it starts with that person in that mirror. You have to realize you are on your own now. And whatever else you believe in, I don't care what you believe in, but on earth, it's a very lonely journey. I have to face myself. The only way we can go forward is to go all the way back to the beginning, to your childhood, because that's where everything starts. And that's very scary to do for everybody. You have to go back to fix all your problems.
You need to stop what's no longer needed. In other words, there were behaviors and thoughts you've had in the past that were needed to produce the results you currently have. What do I need to drop that's no longer needed? Is it a person? Is it a thought? Is it a behavior? Or is it an emotion? But that thought, that behavior, that emotion, that person is no longer needed for you to go to the next level of your identity, the next level of your performance, the next level of yourself.
When you're working at your dream, somebody said the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Oh, it's sweet to you. It's good to you. Why? See, when it's hard and there's a struggle, see, what you become in the process is more important than the dream. The kind of person you become, the character that you build, the courage that you develop, the faith that you're manifesting. You get up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, you're a different kind of person. You walk with a different kind of spirit. And people know that you know what life is, that you have embraced life. You knew it was hard, but you did it hard.
Guess what? We get what we're looking for. We filter out everything else in our life. You're going to get what you're looking for even if it doesn't even exist. Even if it's not even there. If you're looking for negatives, if you're looking for setbacks, if you're looking to be looked over, you will find it even though it's not supposed to be there. But if you're looking for victory, for winning, for recruits, for people to change your life, for magic moments, you will find them if you're looking for them. I promise you that's true in life.
You will not find toughness in a comfortable environment. The only way you find it is to drown yourself in a position where you're just out of sorts, where you can't swim and you're drowning. You're drowning in life. But you say, you know what, man? I'm going to figure out how to backstroke or something. When you quit, your mind says, we're done. There's no expansion when you quit. When you say, this sucks, I'm drowning, I'm miserable, I'm suffering, I'm broken, but I'm not going anywhere. What happens to your mind, it says, he's not leaving. So we got to expand. We got to grow. We got to figure this thing out. And then you start to engage parts of your mind that you never engaged before. And it comes in